and queen. They orchestrated dramatic scene for celebritarian needs.
One of the most common complaints, and I would go further to say misconceptions, that people have had about Metal Gear Solid 5 is that the trailers lied and we never saw Big Boss become a villain. Kojima lied, Big Boss doesn't become a demon, etc., etc. But really this complaint is kind of a half-truth. We don't explicitly witness it in the Phantom Pain, but arguably we've seen it twice before in Snake Eater and Peace Walker. And even then, the pieces are all there for the fall of Big Boss in the Phantom Pain. It's not up in your face. And this is Kojima. It was never going to be Big Boss twirling his mustache and killing children. I mean, it's just a lot of it kind of happens off stage. Like if you consider the game a stage, everything with Big Boss is basically happening behind the curtain, and you have to put the pieces together yourself. So Snake Eater is basically the genesis of Outer Heaven. After killing the boss, Big Boss formulates the idea of Outer Heaven. In his world, soldiers would no longer be cast aside when politically convenient, like the boss was, and they wouldn't be beholden to any government or tyrant. They could fight for whatever they believe in. And while the idea is more altruistic at this point, this is pretty much the beginning of the end for Big Boss, where he turns away from his country and begins to grow more self-interested. This is the first fall that we witness. He's not a full villain by this point, but even Big Boss himself admits that this was the beginning of the end for him.
If you'd been in my place back then, maybe you wouldn't have made the same mistakes that I did. Ever since the day I killed the boss with my own hands, I was already dead.
So then in Peace Walker, this is where the seed of Outer Heaven is corrupted. He was left never truly understanding why the boss did what she did. I mean, he understood it was part of a CIA op and all this, and he was under the impression, she was just disillusioned with fighting. After Peace Walker destroys itself, he does come to his own understanding.
Snake, you still here? Come on. Let's go back.
I'm not going back.
Huh?
I'm done.
Snake, you don't mean...
I'm done looking for the truth.
What are you saying, Snake?
I was wrong.
Come on, boss. Everybody's waiting for you.
She betrayed me, Kaz.
She what?
In the end, she put down her gun. And when she did, she rejected her entire life up to that point, including me.
What do you mean?
In giving up her life, she abandoned everything she was as a soldier.
And you consider that betrayal?
I won't make the same choice as her. My future is going to be different.
Then?
Yeah, that's right. From now on, call me Big Boss.
The boss saw the futility in war. No matter how well-intentioned you are, you'll just end up creating cycles of revenge that never get solved. But in Big Boss's mind, he feels alive only on the battlefield. And by abandoning the fight, he felt that she was abandoning him as well. He thought that she had given up. He thought she felt she had no place on the battlefield anymore. And so this is where the idea of Outer Heaven went from becoming this haven for soldiers to becoming an idea that would ensure soldiers always have a place in the world. This is where Outer Heaven becomes this independent nation state that will perpetuate endless war. And then finally we get to the Phantom Pain. While we've arguably have already seen Big Boss's fall by Peace Walker, this is where we see him fundamentally betray the ideals that got him this far. There's some minor equivalencies with other villains in past games. Big Boss retreats to the shadows to plan and scheme. Rather than fight his enemies head on, he has other people do his fighting for him. And he manipulates a Snake character into acting according to his plans. This is as far back as MGS1. And this is the fundamental aspect of his fall, at least in this game. He agrees to the body double plan, he doesn't protest or anything, and uses Venom as a human shield on the world stage. Robbed of his own free will, Venom acts as Big Boss, not fighting for himself or for reasons he wants to fight, but at the behest of a tyrant. Big Boss has betrayed the fundamental idea that has brought him this far, but it goes even further. I will admit that this next bit is speculation on my part, but I feel it fits. The Outer Heaven Uprising was arguably meant to erase Venom. Ocelot even hints at this.
Sooner or later, there will be only one boss. There's only room for one boss.
Big Boss needs to reclaim his mantle and title with all of the prestige and celebrity that comes with it. He needs to make sure nobody knows that there was another person doing all of those awesome things using his name and face, and so he plans to get rid of Venom, casting him aside when politically convenient, just like the boss.